Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jonathan and Mark. We're here just hanging out in one of our fun areas of our new studio. We're just gonna hang out here. We thought we'd give you our picks for this wonderful seating area. Let you see some more of it. All right. So, Mark, with that being said, we got a lot of games to quick pick this week, as well as a few good picks as well. So let's just hop right into it. All right. To start off Thursday night, we got Georgia Tech traveling to Virginia Tech. Who do you like in this one?
Hard to pick against the Hokies Thursday night, Enter Sandman.
Mhm.
I'm going Hokies at home.
I agree. I'm going with the Hokies as well. All right, this one should be a fun matchup as well. Louisiana Tech is traveling to Florida Atlantic. Who do you like in this one?
I don't even know why we're picking this game,
Uh,
honestly, but Florida Atlantic, they've had kind of a down year. I'm going to go Louisiana Tech.
yeah, I will say though, since Kiffin's been there, they have been a team that's been better in the second half of the season, and
That's true.
they have been showing improvement the last few weeks. I like that to continue, but I like Louisiana Tech in this matchup as well. So I'm gonna go with La Tech. All right, moving on to the ACC, we got Miami traveling to Boston College. This should be a really good game, I think.
Yeah, battle of 5-2 teams.
Mhm.
Miami's coming off a bye week, but they're also coming off a loss against Virginia.
Right.
Um, all things considered, this is a tough game for
Yeah.
me. I really thought about this one. I'm
Mhm.
going to go Miami because they have more athletes than
Right.
Boston
I
College.
agree. I do like what Boston College is doing, and they're getting themselves ready. I think they're gonna be good the next couple of years. But I like Miami right now a little better, so I'm going with Miami in this one. It should be a really good game though, especially going up there to Boston College. All right, this one's an interesting matchup in the Pac-12. We got Utah traveling to UCLA. Mark.
Yeah, Utah's coming off a victory against USC last week.
Mm,
UCLA is starting to figure it out, back
yep,
to back wins. They had a nice one against Arizona last week.
they did.
They did, yeah, 1 point victory. I'm going to go UCLA at home.
Yeah, Mark, you only need one more point than the other team to actually win. So yeah,
You play to win the game.
yeah. So I agree with you. I like what Kelly's doing UCLA right now. I'm gonna take UCLA to continue the win streak. All right, we got an interesting matchup back in the Big Ten. We got Purdue traveling to Michigan State. Purdue is coming off that huge win against Ohio State at home. Mark, who do you like this week on the road?
Yeah, this is another tough one. It's an early Big Ten matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I like Michigan State in this one. I think Purdue, they're going to come out a little flat
Right.
from that emotional victory last weekend. I'm going Michigan State at home.
I agree with you too. I think they really got up in an emotional week last week, which is great, which can go for a big win, but it's hard to sustain that into the next week, especially got an early start. I'm gonna go with the Spartans. I really like their defense still. I think they'll do a better job of stopping the run than Ohio State did last week against Purdue. So I'm taking
Yeah.
Spartans. All right, Mark, gonna move into the Big 12. Got Texas Tech traveling to Iowa State. The crazy Cyclones who always seem to get big upsets. Who do you like?
Yeah, Iowa State's been playing well at home
Mm-hmm.
this year. Texas Tech, I really like their offense, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick Iowa State in this one.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna go with Texas Tech in this one. Like you said, I really like their offense, and I think they're gonna be able to score a few more points, like you said earlier, than Iowa State can. All right, Mark, we got a big rivalry this weekend in the ACC. It's not as big of a national game as it had been in the past, but it's still a really good game. I think worth to watch. As Clemson's traveling to Tallahassee to take on Florida State. Who do you like in this one?
Yeah, FSU has figured something out on offense the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They had a great offensive put out last week. I can't pick against Clemson on this one, even though they're on the
Yeah.
road. Trevor Lawrence, I like him as a quarterback, and
Mm-hmm.
I think Clemson will get the job done.
Yeah, I think we both thought NC State was going to be a real challenge for this Clemson team, and I think that was as much showing Clemson is just that good of a team. The way they handled NC State, I think Florida State's kind of similar to them in a lot of ways, and I just think Clemson's going to be able to take care of business on the road. So I like them to beat Florida State this week. All right, Mark, let's go back up to the Big Ten. We got Wisconsin's traveling to Northwestern.
This is not your average Wisconsin team. I mean, they're not nearly as good as they've been in years past. This is kind of a tough game for them on the road against
Mm-hmm.
Northwestern, but I'm sticking with Wisconsin. I think they'll get the job done this week.
I agree. Anytime you got Jonathan Taylor, you got a good chance to win the game. So I like him in the running game to pull it out. All right, Mark. We got South Florida traveling to Houston. It's a big matchup in the American Conference. Who do you like?
South Florida the last few weeks has had a couple of narrow victories.
Mm-hmm.
They've struggled a bit. Had some close games. I'm gonna go Houston in this one. They're at home. They've got Ed Oliver,
Mm-hmm.
highly touted, possible draft pick for next year. I'm gonna go Houston.
Yeah, I agree. I really like Ed Oliver. You can put him up with Kevin White, LSU, one of the best defenders individually in the country right now, especially playing. But I'm gonna go with South Florida in this one. I like Blake Barnett, the journeyman, to to learn from the last few weeks and to continue to grow and get better. And I like them to pull off this win, even on the road. So I'm gonna go with South Florida in this one. All right, Mark. Moving into the SEC, Kentucky's traveling to Missouri. Who you got in this one?
Yeah, so this is the time of the year where Kentucky really falls apart. I mean, they've had a great start to the season. They've had some good wins this year. They're still ranked in the top 15. But I'm going Mizzou in this one in an upset. It's played in Missouri. Drew Lock at quarterback. I think Tigers are going to get it done.
Yeah, I like what you have to say about Drew Lock. I do agree. They've got a great offense here, but I just don't see them having the defense to stop Benny Snell and Tyler Wilson enough to be able to win this game. So I'm gonna go with Kentucky because of their powered offense to continue to keep the trend going. This is a different. I've said it already. This is a different Kentucky than years past. I don't think they're gonna have a letdown this week. I got the Wildcats. All right. So sticking in, moving on. That's a pick. My bad. All right, we got a big one in the Pac-12. Washington State's traveling to Stanford. Who do you like in this one?
Yeah, so Washington State, they had that great victory
Mm-hmm.
last week. Stanford, they haven't been the Stanford of years past. Bryce Love has been banged up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Washington State reluctantly in this one. I think they're gonna. They had a bit of a high last week. They'll come back down to earth, but I think they'll be able to do enough to get this victory.
Yeah, I said last week though, if there was one part of the Oregon Washington State game that I would have picked Washington was Minshew at quarterback. I really like Washington with him at quarterback. I think he just gives a little bit of dynamic than Luke Falk did. He doesn't have quite the experience he did, but I still really like him and his poise in the pocket. I'm gonna go Washington State in this one behind his arm as well. All right, let's go with Texas is traveling to Oklahoma State. Mark.
Yeah, so this is a situation where a team that's been good in years past, Oklahoma State, is
Mm-hmm.
not as good as they've been lately. So I'm gonna go Texas in this one. Ellinger is a little bit banged up,
Mm-hmm.
is did miss some time in their last game, but I'm still gonna go with Texas.
All right, and then wrapping up the quick picks, Hawaii is traveling to Fresno State. Mark. Both these teams already have their bowl wins. They're already Hawaii's 6-3 already. This is their 10th game of the year already. They've not had a bye, and Fresno State's 6-1. So who do you like in this one?
Fresno State has been one of the better non-Power 5 teams this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Fresno State all the way.
Yep, I agree. Fresno State and the Bulldogs, they just been playing some good ball. I like that continue against a good Hawaii team. All right, Mark. So we made our quick picks. Now let's get into a couple picks. Let's start off. Yeah, Texas A&M traveling to Mississippi State.
I'm really looking forward to this game.
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi State has a great defense.
Mm-hmm.
Texas A&M's coming off well rested off a bye week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Texas A&M. I really like Kellen Mond and what he's done
Mm-hmm.
this year under Jimbo Fisher against Mississippi State, who's coming in banged up. Off
Yeah.
that game against LSU last week.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Texas A&M as well, but for the viewers, I think something to be noted is it's definitely gonna be strength versus strength here. Texas A&M definitely has the offense, or Mississippi State's offense has a lot of problems right now, but they're going up against a very good Mississippi State defense that I think Mississippi State's defense might be better than Texas A&M's. So I think it'll be a good test that offense versus defense. That'll keep it close, but at the end of the day, I think Texas A&M, from what we see right now, Mississippi State has on offense, shouldn't be able to have much of trouble to win the game points wise. But I think it will be a really good game and stay close to third, fourth quarter just because of Mississippi State's defense. But something to keep in mind as well is there's talks that the backup may be stepping in from Mississippi State. Could that open up their offense a little, being a different dynamic? He was a pretty good player for them after the first quarter of the Ole Miss game last year when he had to go in when he wasn't prepared to, and then also their bowl game he played well too as well. So he has some experience, not a ton of it, but he's been sitting there as backup. He's in all those meetings. Maybe he can get a spark going for this offense that can help this defense out a little. So that'll be something to watch out for in that game. But again, we're both gonna go Texas A&M for now. So moving on, we got a big game in the Big Ten. We've got Iowa's traveling to Penn State. Who you liking this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Penn State. They've struggled the last 2 weeks, but they've been on the road.
All right.
Iowa, I think Iowa gave them a heck of a game last year. So Penn State's going to be dialed in for this one. They get them at home. I like Penn State to win this game. McSorley, he's had a poor couple of weeks throwing the football. I like for him to really come out on a mission.
Mark, what's the one thing that travels better than a run game?
Well, some might say a defense.
Yeah, defense. And that's where I'm going to pick Iowa in this one. I like Iowa's defense a lot better in this one. He's been struggling at times this year against good defenses. He's going to see good defense in Iowa. So I'm going to pick Iowa to get the upset here because of their defense. All right. So moving on to our big game of the week. All right. We got the Cocktail Bowl in Jacksonville. We got the Florida Gators and the Georgia Bulldogs. History says this is a big time game. And the last few years, it hasn't been so much. But we finally got a top 10 matchup here again. Who do you like in this matchup?
Yeah, I'm going to go Georgia. And it's really simple for me. They performed really poorly in their last showing against LSU, another big matchup for them. It's a neutral site game. Georgia has a lot to prove. I just can't see Georgia coming out 2 straight games and laying an egg. So I'm going Georgia in this one. I like Jake Fromm. I like their offensive line. Kirby Smart defense. I think they'll shut down Florida's offense.
Good pick, my friend. Not so fast. I'm going to take the Florida Gators here. My biggest thing is that when it comes to these big rivalry games, this has been Georgia's for a while. And I think for Florida, if they're going to be the team that's going to be back, they've marked this one on the calendar. They have to win this game a lot more. I think we're going to learn a lot from who this Georgia team is off this game. Because, like I said before, which Georgia are we going to get? Are we going to get the Georgia from last few years that, after they get a loss, they roll over and get a few more losses? Or we can get the Georgia from last year who got beat by Auburn and then turned around and had the 3 best games of their season back to back to back against Tech and then Auburn again and then Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl to go to the championship. That's what I'm interested in seeing is which Georgia team we see will factor a lot in this. But I think when it comes down to it, Florida just needs this more. They've been on the ropes. They've been on the bad side of this for a while. They're going to be extra motivated, and they're going to be willing to make that extra play or two that I think is going to be the difference in the game. Hopefully, in their eyes, the extra move or two that gives them the W. But, sometimes that'll be interesting to watch. Are they going to be too tight trying to make that extra play? I know they're going to make that effort, so let's see how it goes for them. So I'm going to go with Florida. All right, guys. So that was our picks and quick picks for the week. Be sure to, if you still want to, go on ESPN, do the picks with us, see how you do compared to us this week, as well as there's still time for those that have been doing already, see how you're doing throughout the whole year. Some of y'all have been really impressed with how well they've been doing with them. So we hope you take advantage of that, and look forward to talking to y'all later. See you.